What's up, fam? It's Tanya. We talk with Tanya J Miller LLC. You guys know we do life, we do leadership, we do it unapologetically on purpose. That means every day. Yes, we do it so that we can help you figure out how to put the puzzle piece of life together so you do life right and you can do it well. We've been talking about Maleficent because y'all know if I'm gonna get a nugget, we gonna chew on it and we gonna dig in. The Holy Spirit uses all things to give all words. Okay, we talked about Norman the Noble, a whole mess, but he had to come back to himself to remember who he was. We talked about Noval and how he was willing to go deeper than deep to come save Maleficent and remind her of who she was. We talked about Bora and basically and how, at the end of the day, sometimes the wrong ones can have the wrong agendas and they just might not be for you. And then we talked about the ride or dies and how the ride or dies be loyal, but sometimes you don't need loyalty. You need accountability. I'm just being honest. And so today I want to wrap up and talk about one. She had a small role. Like, her role was small. It was one of the three little fairies. She was the blue fairy. I think her name might have been Flittle. I don't know. And this was in the particular scene in the movie when the queen had, and it was the wedding scene, and the queen had invited everybody to the wedding. I knew it was a setup. And the guards had all the people in that kingdom, Ulstead, blocked, and they were letting all the people from the kingdom of the Moors in, like, put them on parade. That was a sign. And they was, they excited and thinking they finally being accepted. Finally being accepted for who you are, and it's okay to be you, and I'm gonna be treated right and fairly. And so they make it into the church for the wedding, but then that old queen and Ingrid, that old ride or die, come into the church and no funny duddy knights lock the gate and the door of the chapel, and all other people from the moral kingdom in there. They like, well, where the Ulstead people? Where the Prince people? Where they at? Ingrid gonna get on the organ and she gonna start playing and doing what she do. And so they end up starting to be killed, persecuted, just because of who they were. I'm going to say that one more time. They ended up being killed, persecuted, just because of who they are, just because of how they look, how they were made, how they sounded, where they came from. Do that sound like some situations that you know of? Been harassed, been discriminated, just because I look different than you, just because I come from somewhere that you came from, just because I got a different background than you got, just because I did this and you never did that, I'm treated differently, I'm treated wrong, I'm persecuted, I'm done wrong. Why though? Why? And so Flittle, the blue little fairy, she was like, no. I can't go out like this. I can't have my people go out like this. Listen, I know you like Tanya. I know you're not finna say this, but Flittle was like, nah, I had a dream. She was like, if somebody gotta go to save the rest of us, I'm gonna do what is required. I'm gonna do what's necessary, because we have too much purpose in this room. I'm gonna do what I gotta do so that there is some more that can come behind me and be all that they can be accepted, be loved, be treated right, be not having to deal with just this type of stuff. So Flittle done went in and blew up the spot literally of Ingrid, and she couldn't do no more harm. She couldn't do no more this. She couldn't do no more pain, no more suffering, no more. I said to myself, I was like, self, sometimes there has to be that one. Sometimes there has to be that one that comes along and says, you know what? I can't keep letting you say these things about me and the people that are around me. I can't keep letting you treat us like this. I can't keep letting you think that you can just put us down and persecute us and hurt us and harm. You know, sometimes there's one that comes along that just says no is no. Right is right, is wrong is wrong. Flitter was that one in this particular scene. And it made me think about the fact that, you know, you might need to be that one even if you're not the one being persecuted. You might need to just stand up for righteousness. Hear me today. You might need to be that one to call out the wrong that you see when somebody is being said something that is inappropriate. Somebody is being done and treated unfairly. Somebody is being treated with harm and not love and grace. You might ought to be that one to step up and say something and not just look or give a blind eye or ignore it. You might actually need to be a little flittle and let it flare up in you. Let it flare. Hear me today. Because as much as what I watched in the movie, the over and over and abundant thing that I heard and I read and that resonated were two things: purpose and selfless love. Purpose, because at the end of the day, that was the reason everybody was there. They had a purpose. Two, selfless love, because at the end of the day, their purpose said, because of my love for you, because of my love for who we are, because of my love for what is, shall, and needs to be, I'm going to put mine aside for you. Selfless love. And so if I can say anything as I wrap this up for you guys, I encourage you. I told you about characters from a story, but sometimes that's how you got to look at the Bible when you read that they're characters from a story so you can relate it to your life. 2020, to you, who you are, your name, put that in and say that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a message in it all. And sometimes you need to be reminded that there's purpose. And the purpose that's in you comes from a place that derived from a selfless love. Peace, y'all.